tag along here. She only wants me right now, so. Anyway, she's gonna hang out back there while we cook. It's a little bit crazy. We have a baby monitor right over there, so if you start to hear the goat, that's what that is. Still working on it. So, I am really tired, and my hair is nuts. It was day and very, very windy. And I spent a large majority of my day inside the greenhouse waiting for a baby goat to be born, and it didn't happen. Anyway, so then we kind of gave up around 2 o'clock. She's very, very close. It's just, she's a very, very nervous goat. So we've had high winds, which means the high tunnel plastic is flapping, and she's in there, so it's kind of scary. And then she's off by herself, so she's calling for her friends. She's just not quite settled yet, if that makes sense. And so, anyway, she's still pregnant, and anyway, we got a lot of outdoor things done on the farm. But anyway, so if you hear a goat, which just made a noise over there, it's coming from the baby monitor because all of us are sick of sitting out there waiting for it to happen. So tonight we're going to be making cheeseburger soup. It's going to be delicious. This is one of our family favorites. It is inside the recipe book. Doesn't matter what version you have. The older version, it's page 130. It's perfect. So we're going to be making this, and I'm going to be using the chopper a lot because it speeds everything up. So I've gotten started. I had to move the meat from one thing to the next. She's just like completely out. I'm going to try and move like super, super slow. Anyway, I've got all the stuff piled up on the counter here. But all you've missed, all I've started without you was I did start my big pot with some ground beef in it. There's 2 pounds of ground beef in here. I'm going to be doubling this recipe because it's one of our favorites, and I like to have leftovers for tomorrow. So if you don't want a big batch of soup, there's only a few of you, you might want to take all of these ingredients and divide them by 2. If you go to use the recipe that's already inside the recipe book, that's just a single recipe. So this is going to go ahead and start, and we're going to head right into our onion. This is a huge Azure onion. And we're just going to get to chopping here. I was kind of waiting for baby girl to fall asleep on me, and it finally happened, which is good and bad. But she kind of took a nap this afternoon and was startled awake. I'm guessing by a bad dream. Oh, I'm going to take these and I'm going to go throw them into my broth, because I am actually doing it. See that goat's right there. That'll be an interesting recording for y'all. Have the sound of a goat in the middle of a cooking class. I'm going to go throw these in my broth for some flavor here real quick. It's right behind me on the counter. Okay. So once again, just in case you didn't catch us last time, this chopper is available on Amazon. Highly recommend. It's a heavy-duty chopper. It's putting up with a lot of my abuse, and it makes cooking a lot faster. So we're just browning the ground beef. And we're just going to chop this onion into sections that'll fit right on in there, and it just chops it. So slick. I've bought choppers from other places before, including Walmart, because Walmart will sell them too. But Walmart don't last very long. At my house, it's usually less than a month because I use them a lot. But this one I've owned for a good couple months now. Still going strong. The problem I've had in the past with the Walmart ones was these little blades start to bend because there's different blade sizes. But this is well worth the money. I forget how much I paid for it. I want to say it was in the $30 range, but it's going to last a lot longer. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the lid. There's the chopped onion, no tears. It's going to go right into our pot over here. There we go. All right, 1 large onion. We're going to go to the next ingredient. We're going to let that saute for a little bit. There we go. Next ingredient that we can start chopping. Let's do potatoes. So 6 cups of potatoes. You can also use rutabagas. I am fresh out of rutabagas, but I do have potatoes. So we're going to use potatoes for tonight. Same thing here. Just going to cube them right on up right before you're super fast. The blades on this particular model are much stronger than the ones from Walmart. Usually the ones from Walmart, you go to cut something hard like a carrot, and you can kind of feel them give under you pushing down to chop them. But not with this chopper. It just goes right through. I'm looking forward to this chopper for like this summer for salsa, because you can chop onions and all the things, tomatoes and everything, all into the same canister, and your salsa's all chopped down below. So I'm excited for that. I don't have any doubt this one will last me at least till summer. It's a nice little tough little model there. Currently we have rainy skies rolling in. I'm hoping for some rain. We have had little to no moisture all winter, which is not good up here for the farmers in the Midwest. Okay, so that was my first container of potatoes. This is not quite ready for potatoes over here. I'm going to give it a good stir. Okay, let me get something. There's the goat again. Let me get a bowl. Okay, so I'm just going to dump the ingredients in here for now until our pot over there is ready. It's been a very, very, very full day. I'm hoping that if she's going to do this, that she does it before nightfall, because I don't want to be up all night. Last time this happened, we were up all night with a goat, and then it didn't go into labor till the next day anyway. There's actually, some people say it's a wives' tale, but that if you feed the goat and it has a full rumen, then it won't go into labor for at least 8 hours. But I've had them be standing and eating and be in full-blown labor and pop a kid out while you're not looking. So I'm just hoping that the baby monitor will enable us to be inside and then listen for her yelling, which would be a good indicator she's in labor. So hopefully we'll get some sleep. I'll probably put the baby monitor upstairs with the kids so I don't have to listen to it instead of me having to be up with the baby and then listen to a goat. All right, I'm just gonna get these chopped super fast. There we go. That was the last potato. Boom, 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 and here it goes. Trying to think of what else happened since last week. We ordered our meat chicks for the year and some new egg layer chicks. We just have quite a bit of the egg layer chickens that are on the farm that are getting really old because we don't really eat them. And so they just kind of like go off and die somewhere. And if we find them, then we like bury them, like a burial, because a lot of them have names because they've been around for 5 years at least. So it's time to get some new ones because they're slowing down on the laying. Okay, the next ingredient is 2 cups of carrots. So I have these gigantic ones. These are huge carrots from Azure Standard. Again, we're just going to use a dicer. Should go super fast. So I'm just chopping the carrots into sections that will fit on the screen and then chopping it in half. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else has happened the last week. It just feels like it's been nuts because it probably has. I'm so used to like winter weather, but we just haven't had any of that this year. Just been kind of funky and weird. Oh, we went to, that's what's happened. We went, we traveled a few hours away to a big what do you call it? Tubing hill, like with inner tubes on the snow. And so that was fun. It's actually a blast. It was really, really warm. We went on Sunday, and it was in the 50s, and like the fake snow that they had put on the hill started to melt. And then it wasn't so much fun because it actually kind of gets sticky when that happens, and so the little tubes weren't really going as fast as they could have gone. And they weren't really making it all the way down the run, and so we had, they sell tickets in 3-hour time slots, and so we actually didn't stay for the full 3 hours. We kind of bugged out about 45 minutes early because the kids were sick of walking the run where the little inner tube was supposed to take them over the snowy patch. It just got too melted, which is interesting. So anyway, one topic I did want to talk to you guys about tonight, because it's something I've been once again researching into, and that is protein powder. I don't know how many of you guys are, well, on Facebook or on Instagram, but there's always a lot of ads for protein powder of different forms. You know, there's prime protein that's made out of meat, and there's whey protein and pea protein and all these different proteins, powders. And so I was kind of tempted to get into protein powder land, because I've noticed that I started to get hungry between my breakfast smoothie and lunch. And so I was like, well, I could just add a little bit of protein powder in there, and that would be awesome. But the thing with protein powder, and a lot of people don't know this, the West St. Price Foundation doesn't recommend the use of protein powder. And the reason why is because they've got studies to show that when you consume protein, you need vitamin A to assimilate that protein. And so when you're eating a ton of protein, like in a smoothie, a protein powder per se, you are robbing your liver of vitamin A, which is a really bad thing, because the body will compensate in order to use that protein. So anyway, after rereading everything all over again, I of course talked myself out of it, which is good. That's good. And I'm just hoping my chickens start to lay soon. I'll just put some more egg yolks in there, and maybe I'll switch to like bacon and eggs for breakfast or something. We're supposed to be getting a whole hog from the pastured pork farmer that's from around here, and so if that happens, I'll have lots of bacon, and I'll have a video up on how to cure all that and smoke all of it for your family. But I am in waiting mode for that. Okay, so we have 2 cups of carrots. Well, mine was a little bit more because I'm doubling, okay? And we need 2 cups of celery, so I'm going to go with 4 cups. Hang on, I gotta bust it on up here. So this is still from that case of celery I bought from Azure Standard like 5 months ago. I just dice it all up. I don't blanch mine at all, and I just throw it in the freezer bag and freeze it. Makes it super fast. So I'm just going to estimate here how much 2 cups would be. Going right on into that pot. And mine's actually going to be 4 cups. Whoops. The only problem I get a little bit is with it sticking together. Gonna have to go whack it a little bit here. Hang on. Okay, so 4 cups of celery for me. 2 cups if you're having this recipe. All right, we're pretty close there. Got our potatoes in, we've got our carrots in, onions in, ground beef in, carrots in. So it's on to the other things. I am going to be adding some frozen vegetables tonight. This is one way that you can bulk up soups to make them more filling. Hey, Jackie. If you make your own bacon, hang on 1 second, Jackie. Let me angle this up so I can read it. It's crooked anyway. Hang on a second. Let me read your comment. Jackie says, if you make your own bacon from that pig, please record it for us to see. I have known several people who have tried and usually end up with very salty bacon. I will. Somebody else actually requested that too, so I will make sure I bring it on out. It's actually a project that both Nevaeh and I do together. Nevaeh likes to handle meat, so whenever we get meat from the butcher, or we have pork that needs to be ground, or ham that needs to be cured, she's all over it. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is not on the recipe, but I'm going to go ahead and add about 1.5 cups of peas to this mix. Oh, and about 1.5 cups of green beans as well. Just makes for a heartier soup. I've also done this and skipped the potatoes before, because some people don't like to eat potatoes, and that's fine. But it's a way that you can kind of bulk up the soup a little bit. Okay, so everything's in here. I'm going to go grab some broth, and we're going to get it dumped on in. There's like behind all the jars and everything, and I can't climb up there and get it. Nevaeh is going to grab us some broth. We'll add some of the seasonings while I wait. I need 2 quarts. Thank you. Okay, I have some lovely dried basil from my dad. He grew it in his garden. Basil, I'm going to need 4 teaspoons of basil. I'm just going to eyeball it here. There we go.
2 quarts,
2 quarts, please. We need some parsley. I feel like I'm bending over because I'm an old woman, but I'm not. I'm bending over because the baby's asleep. Oh, okay. Parsley. We need another 4 teaspoons of parsley. There we go. Sounds like the goats calmed down. So.
Well, we check Lily out.
I know. I heard her screaming, and then I saw Lily go around the corner bouncing babies behind her. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 quarts of broth here. And because I've bulked the soup up a little bit, if I end up not having enough broth, I'll add a little bit of water. So the goal with this broth, with this particular soup, is to make it so that all these vegetables are submerged, and it does do that. So I'm not going to add, yeah, I think it'll be okay. Maybe I'll just add a little bit. I'll add a cup of water, because those vegetables are going to get boiled. So I'm going to get some water out of the filter over here. Okay, 1 cup of water, because I added the extra vegetables, okay? So this is going to come to a boil, and we're going to boil it till all that stuff's nice and soft. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the chopper because we're done chopping. And we're going to make the delicious sauce that goes in it. Hey, Gracie, could you wash a saucepan for me? That'd be awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get some salt, and we're going to add salt to this. And we got to add the potatoes and the carrots. Hello. Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to have to add some more liquid. Look how fast this soup's going to grow. Yeah, we're going to need some more broth. Yes. Okay. Oh, awesome. It was hiding the salt. All right, I'm going to need 1 more jar of broth, please. Okay, so we are going for 2 teaspoons. I'm going to go for 4 teaspoons of healthy salt. 2, 3, 4. The soup kind of grew on me. It might just grow right out of the pot. Wouldn't that be something? It won't. We're going to add we're going to make up a creamy sauce on the back burner here in just a second. And it won't grow out of it. Can you give me 1 more quart of broth, please? Thank you.
It's right there.
All right. Oh, never mind. I got it. I don't need your help. Okay. I just can't climb up the ladder inside the pantry when I have a baby strapped to my back. All right, I'm going to add 1 more quart because I bulked the soup up. That That's better. Okay, so it's going to come to a boil. And we're going to let all those vegetables get nice and soft. In the meantime, I need to be shredding some cheese. So this cheese here is the cheese from Azure Standard. It's by Romano. I'll show you guys the label here. It is not raw because we're going to be cooking it. So Romano Organic Mild Cheddar. I'm going to go ahead and shred it. So, just in case you're new to the idea of shredding your own cheese, the reason why I shred it is because your already shredded cheese has like wood pulp in it. You read the ingredients. So that's not so much fun. And so it's also cheaper to get it by the block. Sometimes I get out my food processor and grate it, but the processor we actually use to grate up a 6-pound block of mozzarella cheese from Azure Standard today. If you've never ordered from Azure Standard, my link's down below. Azure Standard is the reason why I can feed my family this way. Without Azure Standard, I would not be able to feed them this type of food. It's nice and organic, pesticide-free. No, like a deep saucepan, honey. I'm going to be putting like milk in it and all sorts of stuff. Okay. Anyway, I wouldn't be able to afford the raw cheese and the organic cheese and everything organic. It's because of Azure Standard. So if you've never checked out their prices, my link's down below. Use that link, and when you place your first order, you'll get a share code. And that share code is a little code you can text to your friends. And when they make their first order of $100 or more, you get $25 off of your next order. So if you just know 4 friends that are in the health community just like you are, that's $100 off your next grocery order. They sell so much more than groceries, though. I get all of my household cleaning supplies from there: laundry soap, dish soap, dishwasher detergents, all sorts of stuff from Azure Standard. They're amazing. And they deliver all over the country, so don't worry about your location. They even deliver to Alaska, although I heard it's a little expensive. Okay, so we've got our cheese ground. It's a little over 2 cups. We're going to fly with it. I'm going to grab some butter, and we're going to start that sauce on the back burner. Okay, I'll have to grab some from the freezer. Okay, so just in case you didn't know, this is the butter I ordered from Azure Standard. It's grass-fed organic butter, and it's cheaper than what I can get locally. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to be doubling the sauce recipe for this. We are going to put in 8 tablespoons of butter, which is a half of one of these chunks. If you stock up with the butter, you can freeze it. It freezes really, really well. So this is frozen solid, so I'm just going to try and chop it in half without making a big mess. And it's going to go into the pan. I'm going to place it over medium heat to get that melting. There it goes. All right. And then this I'll just leave out room temperature to eat or add to soup or put it on a English muffin. Who knows? I do want to let you guys know that I canned up. Some of you guys follow me over on Instagram. And I think I might have even mentioned it and posted it here on YouTube. Last year, I canned up a bunch of our milk. We have our own dairy goats, and into the winter, we don't get very much milk. And so there's like a drying up period where we don't get any milk. And so I canned up, I think, 28 gallons of goat milk. And I did not pressure can it. I water bath canned it so that it's only boiled and not pressure canned. And what I will tell you that a lot of people don't tell you about home canned milk is that the taste tastes a lot different when you're done boiling it. It is great in cooking, but I would not recommend canning up a bunch of milk that you think you're going to open this jar and drink it. Maybe you want to use it as creamer or something. It would work for that. It will work in soups. But just as is, you crack this thing open and you're thinking, this needs something. It kind of like takes the sweetness out of the milk, if that makes sense. And so it's kind of like sweetened and condensed milk without the sweetened. And so I will be doing it again, but only on a much smaller scale, just for cooking. Because I think we're going to have several quarts left at the end of this season. I might not even have to do any this year. But I do strongly recommend that if you use dairy in your cooking and you have access to a dairy animal, that you do can some up. I'm not sure I ever did a video on this because it's not USDA approved. It's the way the Amish do their dairy milk. But anyway, it's just a 3-hour water bath? I think so. 3-hour water bath on the milk. And you just have to really watch the temperature. Some of them kind of came out toasted colored because the temperature increased inside the water bath canner too quickly. So just remember low and slow with it, but it's great for cooking. Just don't can so much like I did that you count on eating it and drinking it as your main milk source, because you're not going to want to. So anyway, even like golden milk, you go to make it and you have to add like twice the amount of honey just to use it. So there you go. You guys have been warned. Okay, so I put the 8 tablespoons of butter in this back pan. And we're just going to get rolling here. So we're waiting for it to melt, and then we're going to add in our sauce ingredients here. Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Is that light irritating? I don't know. So that seems dark to me. All right, you guys comment if you guys want the light off. Let me know. Oh, Lovey, your neck is going to kill you with your head like that. All right, so we're just waiting for it to melt.
You want me to put up the thing?
I think that she will sweat if we put her head in that. But thank you. I'm going to go grab a lid for this pot because this soup has grown so big that it's not coming to a boil.
No, I mean I could connect it on one side.
Okay. Okay. There. With a lid on, it'll come to a boil a lot faster. The next ingredient is going to be sprouted flour. I have sprouted spelt flour ready to go, and we are going to need about 1/2 cup. Which is about what I have left in here, I think. Let's get out a measuring cup. There it is. Okay, let's see if I'm right, and we have about 1/2 cup. We'll find out here in just a minute. It's gonna be close. Ooh, no way. No way. Oh, it's gonna be just shy. Okay, hang on one second. Just gonna add just a little tiny bit of fresh ground wheat flour to top it off. There we go. It was close. I gotta order some more of that from Azure Standard. That particular spelt flour was on clearance, which was awesome. The clearance section can become rather addicting. I had to kind of stop visiting it almost every day to see what was in there. Oh, there's the goat again. Okay, so that chunk's almost dissolved in there. I'll bring you on over so you guys can see there. Still waiting on the front burner to come to a boil. That's a lot of soup. This is almost dissolved. Once all of the butter has melted, we're going to throw in our flour. And we're going to let this cook for about a minute. And the reason you want to do it this way is because if you were to add the flour and then just start adding everything else without simmering it, that flour is going to taste like flour. I know that sounds funny. But right now we are simmering it in the butter, so it kind of takes on a different flavor. It doesn't taste like you just dumped flour into your soup, because you do taste it. All right, I'm going to get the next ingredient, which is milk. But she's just yelling for her friends, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm having a baby.
We just need some.
I guess we're going to find out. All right. It's simmering. Got a few seconds left here. And then we're going to add the milk. I've also got a whole pound of homemade cream cheese. This is goat shove. We're going to be using that, but you can use cow cream cheese as well. All right, another stir. And we're going to slowly add in this milk. I added about a cup of milk there. We're going to be adding a total of 4 cups of milk. We want to add it slowly because we want this to come back up to a simmer. And it'll thicken, and we'll add the next little bit. It's kind of a little bit of a process here. But you don't want to walk away because when you go to thicken liquid, it actually thickens from the bottom of your pot up. And so you don't want to walk away because it will burn. See, it's already thick down there. Add another cup. Give it a good whisk. If you add it all at once, it'll have trouble thickening, which is not very much fun. So we'll just give it another minute. It'll come back up to a simmer. And like I said, do not walk away, because if you do, you will regret it. This will start to burn down to the bottom. Let's go ahead and add a teaspoon of healthy salt. So healthy salt is colored salt. So we're looking for pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt. And the reason why that's healthy is because the colors are minerals, and it helps you to use that salt properly without causing ill health effects. All right, we got it done. It's going. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in, there she is again. I'm going to add in the whole pound of, just jumped right in there. Whole pound of cream cheese here. There it goes. And this is going to help to thicken it too. And we also still have 2 more cups of, I hope she gave me a big enough saucepan. I'm just growing out of all my pans tonight. I don't know about this. Anyway, can you wash me the bigger saucepan, please? Because this is going to quickly be overflowing. This is the night where Mom goes to make a meal and she realizes that it's growing out of all of her pots. There we go. And 1 more cup. It's going to fit.
Is that a big one?
No, this is a little one. I was like, please wash me a big, I think I said big. I have to go back and watch my own video.
Yeah.
Saucepan, and then she washed that little tiny,
And then your sauce.
what is it, little tiny skillet thing. And then I said, no, the bigger one than that. And she washed. All right. And if you ordered kefir grains, I know I have 1 order waiting. I just got my envelopes today, so I can get that shipped. Possibly tomorrow. We'll see how the day goes. We'll see if we have a goat baby today or tomorrow. This is just coming up to a simmer. And we're washing the big stock pot, so stay tuned here. It's coming. We're just going to switch it on over because it's not big enough. I think she just wants her friend. And you wanted to put the other goat out because you didn't want to... Food, okay.
Great. Can you go check on her?
Yeah, go check on her and make sure she's not like full-blown labor while I'm live on YouTube. I think she's probably just yelling for her friend, but
Better be safe inside.
I know I don't want to walk out there and have her be having a complication of some sort, and I was never there. Okay, so much bigger saucepan. This will be good. I think this is a 4 quart, 3 quart. That's what we need right there. So I'm going to switch this around here because it's going to overflow everywhere. There we go. That's a much better fit. Look at that. Okay, so now we've got cheese to add. That's what's next, is that cheese. That yummy, yummy cheese that we just got done grating. So we need around 2 cups of cheese. I think this is more than 2 cups. Let me measure it. All right. Whatever I don't use, I'll just stick it in a baggie inside the refrigerator. Okay, so this is going to still over medium heat here. I forgot I turned that off. So medium heat for the sauce. There we go, 2 cups of cheddar cheese. You can do sharp cheddar cheese if you'd like. And this soup is amazing if you want to add bacon. You could do bacon cheeseburger soup, and that bacon will be added in the very, very beginning when you are browning your other meat of choice. Okay, so this needs to be stirred until the cheese has dissolved. And this cheese is not dissolved. You can see it's all nice and clumpy there. So we're just going to keep on stirring it as it heats on up. And it'll become stringy here in a second, and then the stage after that would be nice and dissolved and uniform. I got myself a yogurt maker, and I have my L. Luteri yogurt going. I'll show you guys that in just a minute here. I just don't want to walk away from this because I've had it burned down to the bottom. And if you're new to cooking, when you burn something that has dairy in it to the bottom of a pan, your entire batch of dairy tastes disgusting. So I'm just going to kind of stay here and keep stirring here for a minute. It's almost done. Looking for it to be uniform. It's got to kind of warm up because we added the cream cheese and everything, so it's working on it. It's working on it. Oh, I wanted to give, this is important. I was going to make a separate post, but I was also kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to do that, but I might. So some of you guys watched my Azure haul from a couple months ago, and I had organic olive oil, right? And I got it for like $59 a gallon from Azure Standard. Right now, and I can't guarantee this price, obviously, because it changes. But right now, it's under $50 a gallon. So I am stocking up at this next Azure order, which delivers in about 2 weeks, on, see that starting to melt, see that? On olive oil from Azure, because I can get 2 gallons for under $100. And, you know, think spring is coming, salads, salad dressing, mayonnaise for summer salads. Awesome, okay? Olive oil was closer to $90 just like less than 6 months ago. So anyway, if you're in the market, go check that out, azurestandard.com. They deliver all over the country, or you can have it delivered to your door. Delivering to your door is a little more expensive, but I'm just putting it out there for whoever's made it this far in the cooking class that they do have olive oil, and it's under $50 a gallon. And it doesn't say that it's on sale, which is what happened last time. And by the time I had received my order, literally the price already went up. I made my Azure Standard haul video. I told everyone what I paid, and I had somebody comment and say, no, it says $78 on my end. And so I went to go look at it, and I was like, man, they're right. Like, the price went up. So if you've got to cut off in the next week or two, I advise that you go put it inside your cart. All right, this is nice and thick. I'm going to go ahead and turn this heat off. You guys can hear the kids on the baby monitor playing outside. All right, so this is going to rest. So to finish this soup, before I show you guys my L. Luteri yogurt, this is going to come to a boil, which it's still working on because it's a huge soup. This must be 2 gallons now. It's going to come to a boil. We're going to let it boil until everything is nice and soft. And then we're going to add this to here, and we're going to serve it. That's all there is to it. So this is just going to sit here. The burner's off so it doesn't burn. And this is going to boil for about 25 minutes or so. Oh, baby girl's waking up here. I will show you guys my... It's okay, baby girl. Oh, you know what I forgot? Hang on, I forgot an ingredient. Hold on, we're not done yet. Hang on. Hang on, we're not done yet. I forgot my sour cream. This needs sour cream. That needs an entire cup of sour cream. And the reason why I forgot it is because the recipe was sitting on top of the sour cream. So I use Nancy's sour cream from Azure Standard. Can you come get her here? She's making up. And so I'm doubling this recipe, so I need an entire cup. Each one of these containers has 2 cups of sour cream in it. So we're going to go ahead and add about half of a container. Okay, I'm going to let it go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Got her?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I'm sweaty. Okay. Woo. All right, an entire cup of sour cream. For those of you who jumped off, I apologize. That was not the end of the recipe. The baby was starting to stir, so I was kind of distracted a little bit. Okay. There we go. We're good. We're golden now. This comes on in and makes it even more creamy. This is one of our family favorites. This is the soup that we want when it's like a really cold night, or even when it's not cold. Rainy. It's just delicious. It sticks to your ribs. It's got high fat, and they're all healthy fats. It fills you up. It's a very, very filling soup. Even without the potatoes, if you switch the potatoes out for rutabagas, it's still really, really filling because of the fat. All right, I'm just making sure that the clumps of, oh, there's a little bit, the clumps of the sour cream are broken up. There we go. All right, now let's go look at the Alluterai yogurt setup over here. So, I got this yogurt maker off of Amazon. I was envisioning something way bigger, just gonna be honest. But I'm super happy. I knew it made 2 quarts. It's going right now. It's got 14 more hours because of the Alluterai thing. It's by Ultimate. And the reason why I love it is because with Alluterai yogurt, you have to be at 99 to 100 degrees for 36 hours. It's a very long fermentation time. And most yogurt makers only go for 12, and then they automatically shut off. And then, like, I was making raw milk yogurt inside my Instant Pot, which is great, but that's a different temperature. And so Instant Pots run about 115 degrees, which is way too hot for Alluterai. And so, anyway, this is it. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I want to say it was $30 to $40. I'll just lift the lid really quick, but there's 2 containers in here that are glass with lids, and those each hold a quart of yogurt. The other option is you can get 8 individual, like 3/4 cup containers that also fit in here. I just wanted the 2 quarts because it's a larger capacity, and if each one of us have a half of a cup of the Alluterai yogurt every day, which is what's recommended, then it would last us 2 days. Which is, if you have to start the next batch as soon as this one's done, you get the point. There's always going to be yogurt, which is great. Anyway, this thing has been awesome. You fill it with water, and then you just set it and forget it, essentially, unless you lose power or something, and off it goes. So anyway, it's got about 14 hours left, so it should be done sometime tomorrow morning. I have been warned that this first batch will be runny, which I actually, when I lifted the lid, I could see how it's separated. And there's a lot of whey on the bottom, but the subsequent batches that you use, that you create with this starter here, will be nice and thick. So that is my yogurt maker. I love it. It's been really easy, and I don't have to worry. As I stated last week, I tried to make yogurt inside my Excalibur dehydrator, and that didn't go so well. So this was my fix for that whole situation. All right, I'm going to get you guys up here, and I'll talk to you for a little bit. So, update on the Excalibur is that Excalibur isn't talking to me, which is awesome. I just had some questions with the whole yogurt thing and why my yogurt got over 111 degrees when my dial was set to 85. And anyway, so I don't really recommend using Excalibur at this point to make your own yogurt. I would just buy a yogurt maker that you know that you can have at the right temp, because the answer that I did get back from Excalibur was that the number on the dial isn't the number of how hot the chamber gets. It's how hot your food is supposed to get. But when I temped my yogurt, I had the dial set to 100. Whoops, you got it? I had the dial set to 85, and my yogurt was 111 degrees. Which means if you're making Alluterai yogurt, you just killed all of your live bacteria. And if you're making regular yogurt and you do this and you set it to the recommended temperature on the top of the machine, which is 115, then your yogurt's going to be well over 135 degrees, which makes me very nervous because I'm not sure what bacteria that's in a live culture survives that. But anyway, so keep that in mind. If you have Excalibur and you've been using it to make your yogurt, you might not want to do that anymore. And like I said, I grabbed this on Amazon. I'm not an affiliate for Amazon, but you can go find it there. There are also people who list stuff from Amazon on their eBay, and you can find it on eBay if you don't have an Amazon account. I don't know if Ultimate sells directly to the public or not, but I love the yogurt maker. It's nice and compact. Fits right on my counter. I think it's probably 6 inches by maybe 12. So anyway, it's a great little machine, and it works wonderfully. So I'm going to check on the soup one more time. But this soup will be done here soon, hopefully. All right, this is coming to a boil. Praise the Lord. So we got probably another 20-ish minutes on this until carrots and celery and everything's nice and soft. And then we have back here our sauce, which is nice. There's a little clump right there, though. Just look for clumps, because what ends up happening with the clumps is that they end up being clumpy in the soup in the finished product, which, I don't know. Some people don't mind a huge clump of sour cream, but anyway, this is nice and uniform now. I don't see any huge clumps. I just see cheesiness. So we'll add this to here after all of the vegetables are done. And that's all there is to it. So here's my dirty house. Oh my. My goal for myself, ever since I had Naomi, I've had a really, really hard time food prepping and making sure that I have beans soaked and making sure that I have, well, sourdough's been pretty easy, but particularly the beans, and then just having a plan. I've actually really struggled with that, even though I'm a planner. And so my goal, I'm hoping, moving forward for the next couple months for my family, is that I get back into the routine of looking at my meal plan and saying, okay, I need this many pounds of, or cups of beans for the month. Let's soak it all and get it to the freezer. That way it's all ready to go, because I hate it when the kids are asking what's for dinner and it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I have no idea. That's not a fun place to be in as a mom, and I know it happens all the time for a lot of you. But I am just like, okay, it is time. It is time to take control of this. It's time to get a little bit better at planning. So anyway, that is my goal for myself. And I'm hoping I can pull through. I made a little list, a little meal plan here to last me until Azure comes. I just make a simple like little calendar thing and put down the lunches and the dinners and kind of arrange them the way that we want to eat them. And then I can look and see, okay, so we have approximately like 1 day short of 2 weeks until Azure gets here. So what does that look like as far as how many beans I need to get going? So I'm going to see if I can't get all these beans soaking tonight, because that would be awesome. And then into fermenting would be bonus points. That'd be awesome. If you don't know at all what I'm talking about and I'm speaking some sort of foreign language, I do have videos up here. It's under the complete guide of how to ferment beans. It's under, if you go to playlist, it's under fermenting. So you can check that out. It's basically a way to unlock a lot of nutrients for your family that otherwise are kind of bound up in an anti-nutrient situation. So check it out. This is really, really boiling, so I'm going to reduce this down to a medium here. All right. And like I said, 20 minutes or so, this will be done, and then I'll just add the cheese sauce and we'll eat. And that's all there is to it. All right, you guys, I'm going to check comments. I'm glad you guys are with me. Sorry for the unpredictability of this live. I just didn't know what was going to happen with the goat, and I still don't. So it could be a wild 24 hours. But thank you for coming anyway, and I had fun. And next week's pre-scheduled event is already up. We're making pumpkin black bean soup, which sounds disgusting, doesn't it? But it's actually a really good soup. The pumpkin is not in-your-face pumpkin. It's more like, what's that rich flavor? So it's actually really, really good. The kids love it. So I hope to see you guys next week. You guys hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Hang on.